My dear students, as you know that we are discussing about interviewing less than ideal applicant. So far we have discussed about the applicants who are extremely shy and nervous. But there are some candidates which are overly talkative. They are called as overly talkative applicants. Some applicants seem capable of talking non-stop. They not only answer your questions, they are sort of a volunteers, and they have a great deal for more information, much of which is irrelevant, unnecessary, and sometimes illegal. You're not asking a question, and they are still answering your questions. They are answering those questions which you are not asking. They are giving you information which is not relevant to that job interview. They are giving those information sometimes which is illegal. So such kind of applicants are quite problematic, and you must need to handle such kind of candidates in the interviewing process. Applicants who are overly talkative may just be extreme verbalizers. On the other hand, they could be engaging in excessive verbiage to distract you from their lack of job related skills. Sometimes people don't have their job related skills, and they're afraid that if they would not be verbalizers, you would ask some job related questions and they would not be able to answer such kind of questions. That's why they are start talking non-stop and try to distract you. The key to effectively dealing with applicants who talk too much is to control the situation. After all, you are in charge of the whole interviewing process. You must remember that you are in charge of the interview, and your control on the amount of the time devoted to the question and answers must be there. If you don't have a control on the time devoted to the different question, it means you are lacking employment, job interview questions or interview skills. So you must have that skill to control the situation. When you have gathered enough data, say to the applicant in inverted commas, everything you have told me is very interesting. I know I now have enough information upon which to base my decision. Simply say this phrase to the applicant, and he would be silent, hope so. There are some applicants which are overly aggressive. Some applicants present themselves in an overly aggressive or hostile manner. Perhaps they have been out of work for a long time. They were not in the job, so they just forget the appropriate behavior in the employment interviewing, and they forget the appropriate behavior in the job. When confronted with an angry applicant, stay calm. Don't confront instead of being calm. So don't confront, and calm and maintain your objectivity. If your objective is to ask some critical information from the applicant, better to ask question and don't get angry and remain calm and try to find out why the applicant is so upset. It is better to know the reason. Just don't see the apparent behavior. Sometimes people are disturbed mentally, and it is your responsibility as a manager, as an interviewer, that you have to dig out the basic reason that why the applicant is so upset. Explain that you cannot continue the interview as long as he remains agitated, because during agitation you would not be able to ask question, and he has to be calm. Your goal should be complete the interview and judge the applicant as fairly as possible, taking into account and extenuating circumstances. So sometime you have to ask question, you have to complete the interview because this is your ultimate objective, and don't stop the interview in between just because of anger or the frustration shown by the candidate. Better to complete the interview, better to dig out the reasons that why the applicant is so upset, and try to find out the circumstances, the extenuating for circumstances because of which the candidate is behaving in that way. So you must have to handle the situation, because it is very much important to maintain the employment branding of your company. And if you would get angry in front of the applicant who is showing aggressiveness, obviously such kind of situation would can deteriorate the situation. So be calm and ask the questions which are the part of your interview objective.